Hello, I'm probably riding my bike. Itaewon in Seoul has been my home for the last 6 years. It's not really my favourite neighbourhood or one that I really chose to live in, just sort of happened and circumstances pushed me here. But in the end, after a while of living here, it's charmed me a little bit. I started to enjoy it in its own way. And in the end, it's been the longest I've lived in one place in my adult life. But now it's time to move on, so I'll do a little ride around the neighbourhood. Probably the lesser known back streets that most people don't come to Itaewon for. I've been enjoying weaving through these steep alleyways, exploring the hills of the neighbourhood. I'm up towards the top, which reminds me of the film Parasite, with the wealthy people and their big houses at the top, modern villas, boutique apartments, and then down below, the plebs and commoners like me, down at the bottom of the hill. Up by this fancy house, I can never resist taking a bike picture against this wall. Maybe my favourite spot for a bike picture in Seoul. Itaewon is mostly known for being a party area, and abroad, particularly in other Asian countries, it's well known for the K-drama Itaewon Class, which I haven't seen myself. Itaewon we know today really grew from the Korean War, with the US military base right next door in Yongsan. Itaewon became the foreigner area, I guess. Back then, soldiers went there for suits in the tailor shops and bars and other more debaucherous things. It's been gentrified somewhat since, especially this side in Hannam. It's mostly clothes shops and cafes nowadays. And Anthracite Coffee, which is actually closed since I filmed this video. It was a well-known, popular coffee spot with probably the least friendliest service in Seoul. I honestly won't miss it. Itaewon's known as the foreigner area, and it has lots of communities that don't really exist elsewhere in the country. It's got one of the only queer areas in Seoul, crudely named Homo Hill, and running parallel to it is another crudely named street, Hooker Hill. In this small area, there's a few marginalised communities all grouped together, with one of the only mosques in the countries right next door too. This area is slowly getting knocked down and replaced with K-pop labels and hotels, but there's some old stalwarts hanging on still. As we pass the mosque and the foreign food markets, we can see Itaewon slowly disappearing, edging closer to being demolished. The barber shop I go to used to be up in this location, and when I told him that it was getting knocked down, he just said "없어도 which means it's okay, that neighbourhood can disappear. But I think it's kind of sad. I'm saying goodbye to Itaewon, but it's also saying goodbye to us, and becoming something different. These are some of the last images I could catch in this area, before they boarded it all up. A strange ghost town in the middle of a city of millions. amidst the desolation was a music video being recorded. Quite a cool backdrop, I think. I'd love to see the finished video, so if any of you recognise this singer, let me know. I'm curious to see the finished video. I managed to have a little explore through some of the empty, abandoned houses, imagining what kind of families or people might have passed through or lived in this house. There's a few businesses, like my barber shop, that started up in this neighbourhood and moved elsewhere, like this coffee roasters, Champ Coffee. I never got to go to this original location, but let's go to one of its current ones now. Here it is. I like that you can choose the size of your flat white, and I get the smallest size, which is more of a cortado. A good place to stop off for coffee if you're in the neighbourhood. Here and MTL and Hannam are my two favourites in Itaewon. As I was saying before, Itaewon's really known for its nightlife. So let's go for one last night out. It would be the perfect neighbourhood to live in if I was a single man, single bachelor in my 20s. But now I am a dad in my late 30s. It's not the best neighbourhood to be in. And also I don't drink at all nowadays, so it's wasted on me. But I've got to go for one last night out before I leave. I say a night out. It's only 8 p.m, the night is still young. But my friend is DJing tonight. Usually when he's DJing it's past 10 p.m, which is past my bedtime. But luckily tonight, his set started at 8, which is just about the time my babies go to bed. Recently I've had less time to ride bikes during the day, so I've been going on some night jaunts. Not far, just an hour or two, up some steep hills, and back down to clear my head, clear the cobwebs away. The summer nights, just past all the party area, can be quite peaceful up in the hills of Itaewon. Not many people to be seen. This Yuguan-sun Memorial just round the corner has one of the best night views of Namsan. And after riding up, there's always the fun part of riding down. Straight into the party. I'm usually not here at night. I'm often in the morning. I'm riding my bike to get coffee while people are still drinking in the early hours of the morning. I feel quite smug with my life choices at those times. Fun to explore, but those days are past me. Just one quick nightclub visit before I get home. It took a minute to find the place I was going to. It was hidden up these stairs, up this alleyway. A tiny little club. My friend Dongwon and Joe were playing, and I enjoyed a ginger beer and enjoying the music. The night is young. I'm sure lots of people are going to turn up later. It's time for me to go home and look after my babies. I enjoyed my little night out, especially the bike ride to get there. I might do it again if my friends decide to DJ before my bedtime again. I never thought I could enjoy this kind of time without drinking, but now it's been almost 2 years. It just feels normal, and I can be sociable enough and be myself and still have a good time. But for now, it's goodbye to Itaewon. Thanks for being kind to me, but I'm looking forward to being in a place a bit quieter, with fewer people smoking on the street, and more delicious Korean food. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. See you later.